So in this video here, we've got a 527 Caterpillar skidder skidding tree lengths down the hill to the landing. You can't really tell it from here, but it is actually steep. And the other thing I want to point out is the Caterpillar may seem to be running a little slow. That's because the person that is running it is a young kid. He's starting to learn the ropes, learning how this machine works. So he's trying to get used to the controls. So just cut him some slack in the comments. Now you can see as he gets close to the landing here, he'll take his grapple and he'll swing it to the right side of his machine. That's one of the advantages of a swing grapple, as they call it. You have the ability to do this, which just helps to align the tree links up with the deck as you're coming in. I did a little research on the internet to try to find out when they first produced this. I did see a model in 1997, and I saw plenty of models from 1998, and the latest model that I saw was from 2008. So it was only in production for about 10 years, and it's a 4-cylinder engine, puts out gross horsepower, 166 gross horsepower. And the way that it's set up here by the specs, it says it weighs about 48,000 pounds. So by today's standards, this skidder at 166 horsepower, it would be considered a small skidder. Back then in the 90s and early 2000s, that was probably a pretty good horsepower skidder. But as you can see, this logger, he still likes it, likes to use it. It's a pretty versatile machine. And I don't know of any rubber-tired skidder that can climb a hill as steep as this thing can. So as the operator positions himself right here at this buncher pile, so you got to remember that a fellow buncher put all these piles together, which makes it very easy for the skidder operator to back up to these bunch of trees, these tree lengths. He'll grab as many as he can and down the hill he goes. Once again, in the logging world, we call this a turn. When they bring a set of tree lengths into the landing, whether you're using a line machine or using a ground-based equipment like a skidder, they call it a turn. As I've stated in previous videos, the Caterpillar 527 skidder today is not the quickest machine out there on the market. 20 years ago, 25 years ago, yes, it was, but there's newer technologies, there's faster machines, there's bigger machines, there's more horsepower, but this thing still has an application, as you can see here. On steeper ground, this thing really shines, where newer machines with rubber tires, what we call rubber tired skidders, they just can't perform on steep slopes where this Caterpillar 527 can. As he's backing up, you can see inside the cab his left hand is on one of two levers there. And one lever controls the right track and the other lever controls the left track. And that's how he steers the machine. You can also see how he's kind of contorted in there as he's looking over his right shoulder as he backs up. As you watch here, he comes in for this turn. He's probably got more logs here, more tree links here than what he can handle. You can see as he kind of struggles to get them all, and he ends up taking, I think, 3 or 4 trees, and he has to leave a couple behind, which is fine. He'll come back on the next turn and get the rest of them and skid them to the landing. Another thing I'd like to point out in this video is you can see right there in the back window, he's got his lunchbox and he's got his water with him. Probably has a thermos of coffee in there too, but that's typical of loggers. They take everything that they're going to need with them for the day, because they're going to be sitting in this machine for 10 hours, 12 hours a day, however long they work. And so they want to take everything with them. They want to be prepared. And you can see after he dropped this turn of tree lengths, he'll turn the machine around and he's going to use his front blade to push the deck up. This is the turn that he just brought in, and he's going to push that into the remaining tree length, the remaining deck. They just will want to try to keep things nice and tight and neat. That way he's ready for the next turn as it comes in. Just giving you the bird's eye view of what this landing looks like. Is he's been bringing tree links in or turns in on both sides of this deck. So you can see he has the tree links that they haven't been worked up. They're still trees. And then you can see the deck that's slightly covered in snow. All those have been worked up. Those are logs now. Those are cut to specific lengths, and they're ready to be loaded on a truck and shipped to the mill. You can also see the processor there. That's a Doosan. It's got a Waratah 623 on it. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit like, follow, and share. Thanks.